Hey guys, happy Monday. How are you doing? At least January is coming to an end. I love the end of January. It's my birthday week, so I'm a January babe, so it's really an interesting time for me. So today I want us to focus on self-awareness, because a lot of the reasons why some people are not as successful as they would want to be in their job, in their relationships, in their friendships, is because of lack of self-awareness. If you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome. My name is Muthoni Muhikiri Njoroge. I am a mindset coach and a personal development coach. I work with women to help them become more self-aware, get into happier relationship, heal their trauma, to live the life they've always wanted. Become the best version of yourself. So let's start at I want to look at, what does it mean to lack self-awareness? How can you tell if you're self-aware or not? Now, what is self-awareness? Self-awareness is understanding your thoughts, your behaviors, and your actions. Self-awareness is understanding your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors, and how they affect the people around you. It's not just you. Sometimes you think, I want to be I'm self-aware. How are your actions affecting the people around you? And hence, that's why I said, a lot of the reason some people are not successful even in their relationships is because their actions are affecting the people they are with in relationships in a negative way, not in the way that you want. So if your relationships are struggling a lot and you keep going from one relationship to another, there's probably something you need to do about how self-aware you are. Self-awareness is getting to know yourself. How can you tell someone is lacking? This video will be about how to know you don't have self-awareness, how to know you're lacking in self-awareness. You don't know yourself. You don't know yourself. Yes, and then we'll have another video where you can talk about, I've done so this video will be about how to know you need to work on yourself. Now, first things first, if every time, this is number one, if every time someone says something mean about you, or gives you a compliment, or says something about you, you obsess about it. If you are traveling, you're commuting to work, and then inside the bus, the conductor says something mean about you, and then you obsess about it the whole day, there's something you need to do about self-awareness. You are so not self-aware that you're waiting for people to come and tell you who you are, people to come and tell you things about you, and then you take them so seriously, and now your day is ruined, and now they said I have what is because you don't know yourself. Another lady was telling me, I feel so bad that I wanted, there's a guy I wanted to date, and then he said he can't date me because I'm too fat. So my Muthoni, I really need to lose weight. I need to, because one person felt you are fat, now your life is revolving around that comment. If you depend on other people to make you feel good about yourself, if you depend on outside validation to feel good about yourself, you have something to do with self-awareness. You need to know yourself for you, so you stop waiting for people who've not lived your life, who don't know what you're struggling with, who don't know what you're working to recover from, tell you who you are. People sometimes talk from a place of their past experiences, talk from a place of where they're coming from. Some people are brought up in very mean households. Some people are bullies, but they don't even know they're bullies, because that's the talk that's been happening all their lives in their households with their family members or their siblings. So, and then now when they say something mean to you, you take it at face value. You start thinking, oh, how can I do this? Oh, this client said this client said this. You need to be more self-aware so you can be grounded. You need to know your weaknesses. What are my weaknesses? What are my areas of improvement? What are my good qualities? What are my best qualities? If one of your best qualities is organization, you are very organized. Like you're really that girl when it comes to organizing meetings, organizing things, keeping time. And then you meet people who are telling you, you're very disorganized, you never keep time. Hey. It's okay, people can make mistakes, but that's not who you are. You're organized. So that comment will not make you lose sleep because someone said, or if you meet someone and then they said, I thought you were gonna be so pretty, but you're not even that beautiful. But you already know you're beautiful. You already know you have a beautiful heart. So even if they say that comment, sometimes people can say such things to you. If you're self-aware, you'll just smile and just brush it off and move on. Yeah. Now, that is the first thing. If you wait for external validation so much, you're waiting for people to tell you who you are, then you need to look deeper and know yourself more. So that people stop swaying you from side to side. If someone comes into your life, you have a new friend, and then they say things about it. They say, oh, you need to add a little bit of weight. So now you're trying to add a little bit of weight. You meet someone else, and then they tell you, oh, you need to lose a lot of weight. So now you're losing weight. You get? Yeah. Another thing is not accepting feedback. Like people who are not self-aware will do whatever it takes not to accept they can have a problem. But when you work on yourself, when you're a self-aware person, you know you're not perfect. You know you have areas to improve. You know you are working to become the best version of yourself. So you know you are not there yet. But if you lack self-awareness, you think you don't have faults, you think you don't have mistakes, you think you cannot make a bad choice. Yeah, that's why I'm out here and I keep telling you guys, the most important thing about making a mistake is letting it teach you, not staying in denial and jumping to victim corner. Hello, victims. Oh, you know, you're the reason I made that mistake. You know, it's because my boss said that this and this. The reason I had such a house help, guys, I had such a nanny. I tried to tell her something. Oh, I tried to tell her, hey, so and so, please don't forget to do this. And then she started telling me, you know, you had not told me. You know, I didn't know. I'm like, I'm telling you now. She used to just jump to defense mode. Like she was so, you know how you can calm down and say, oh, okay, so that's what you need me to do. She used to jump to, unajua sikuwa najua, kama ningekuwa najua. I'm like, no, you didn't make a mistake. I'm telling you what you need to do. Then she goes like, oh, nilikuwa nafikiri nikamwambia. Na hata kama ungekuwa umekosea pia ni sawa. Watu wanakoseanga, and you talk about it and you move on. So, if you cannot take feedback, especially if it's criticism, I'm not saying take feedback from everybody. I do not take feedback from everybody, by the way. I don't. And especially because I'm a public figure. You can't be a public figure out here waiting for feedback from everybody. You will go crazy. Take feedback and criticism from people who also want the best from you, from people who also compliment you, from people who check up on you, who buy your goods and services, who buy your products, who are interested in your products. When those people give you feedback, listen to them. Yeah, there are people who don't take feedback. You try to tell them, and you know, it's how we improve through making mistakes. We improve through these things. That's how we learn. Yeah. So I did last week I did a video of how to recover from mistakes. Yes. If you cannot take feedback, if everything that's happening to you is because of somebody else, all the mistakes, all the challenges, but when good things come, successes, you're there on the high horse. You know, this is my success. But if there are failures, you can't take credit for them. You need to do something about your self-awareness. The other thing is the need to control and influence everything. You think if you're not there, things cannot run smoothly, things will go south. You have a need to influence everything. You are not self-aware to know that as much as you have your own good qualities, other people are blessed differently. You can't be the one doing everything. You have to be self-aware to learn to delegate and to learn what to prioritize with your time and with your life. It's one of the characteristics of leadership. If you want to be a good leader, you have to learn how to delegate. You have to give up control and learn to trust other people the same way you also trust yourself. You have to learn what requires your attention and what needs your energy and what doesn't. So you're out here trying to micromanage the least amount of things, the least things you should be concerned about, instead of thinking about the bigger picture, instead of thinking about how do I move forward as a business, how do I make my relationships work. You're so focused on the nitty-gritties that you don't even need to be dealing with. So if you have a problem with giving up control, or you feel like you need to control everything, you have a problem with self-awareness, and it's okay. Another thing, I think did I say this one about accepting mistakes? I said it, but I said it in terms of you cannot accept feedback. Oh, it's this one. People who are not self-aware can never change their mind. Like they are right. If they say something today, they say just something. I'm trying to come up with a very So if they say something like, people who lack self-awareness don't change their mind, watakufa na hiyo point yao, no matter how shallow or no matter how, you know, how bad it is. They will never admit that they made a mistake. They will never admit that them wanaweza kuwa walikosea. You know how we can say something is blue in color, and then by the way, it's not blue in color, it's red in color, and then you're saying no, but it was blue, and then they're telling you no, it was, the only one remaining was red, and this is the one you saw. Oh no, it was blue. The other thing is, people who lack self-awareness have a problem changing their mind. We say only a fool doesn't change their mind. It's okay if you thought it was blue in color, but ideally it's green in color. You don't have to die with your point, even if it's wrong. Like, hamuwezi niambia. Like, and you know, some of those people who lack self-awareness are the people even in relationships. You're trying to have a discussion with your partner, but then their focus is not even to find a solution. It's to argue so they can be right. Your relationships will never work. Or if you're in a relationship, you're not satisfied, because the only person who will stay with someone who's, they're always right, and whatever they say goes. The only person who will stay with such a person is someone with low self-esteem. That's a person who will stay with someone who's so argumentative, who's always right, who's either their way or the highway. People who lack self-awareness, I think they attach their importance to what they say in such a way that if they have to change their mind, or if they have to admit, by the way, I made a mistake, it's like it's a reflection of who they are as a person or their whole personality. But it's not. It's okay, you are human. It's okay if you thought it was this way, but ideally it's supposed to be this other way. It's okay if they remind you, by the way, babe, this is what you said yesterday, but I'm looking at it and I think it's this other way. Then you're there, no, sianze kuniambia, and then now you start tantrums and all those things. Self-aware people know they are human beings. They make mistakes. Sometimes you will think something is like this and it's the other way, and it's totally okay. Another characteristic, by the way, of people who lack self-awareness are people who talk too much, especially about themselves. And it looks like it's like they're masking their like lack of information, or they are trying to fake a sense of importance. If you are a person who talks, you will just about themselves, unajua mimi, oh, it's so draining, by the way, let me tell you. And like I said, self-awareness is reflecting at how your emotions, your thoughts, and your behaviors affect you and the people around you. So you're there, your song is just about me. It's okay to talk about yourself, but you cannot talk all the time, especially about yourself. Even in meetings, people who talk so much, but they talk a lot of nonsense. You've spoken too much, but you've not communicated. It's a sign of lack of self-awareness. You're trying to compensate for something, and you're even actually making it worse. Another thing is negativity. People who lack self-awareness are so negative. That's why the first assignment I give people, to most of my private clients, is write down your best qualities. What are good things about you? Because people who lack self-awareness don't see the good in themselves. That's why they're constantly trying to prove themselves. And the same way they don't see the good in themselves is the same way they don't see the good in other people. The world is coming to an end. Oh, this economy, oh my God. Oh, my children. You see, even the other nanny. Oh, crisis after crisis after crisis. It is draining. You need to rest. You need to rest. So those are some of the major Another thing is the self-serving bias. I think I've mentioned about it here, where, oh, you know, I'm the reason I'm very successful. You know, it's just it's because of me that these things look like this. Oh, I'm the reason this car. I'm the reason. It's just you have become a god. Lack of self-awareness. We are human beings. Yeah, we always have areas to improve. And if, as much as you're successful, I'm sure it's not just you. There are other factors. Maybe you have a supportive husband. Maybe you have an efficient team. Maybe because of this and that. Sometimes it's not just you. I'm not saying you cannot brag about your successes, but people who lack in self-awareness sometimes forget there are other factors that lead, that you know, help achieve that success. So if you, that is you, if you find yourself in one of those things I've mentioned, then you need to come to me for coaching. You need to book my self-awareness package so I can help you see how wonderful you are, your amazing qualities, and so we can also see, look at also your areas of weaknesses and improvements, and so I can also help you understand it's okay to be human. Yeah, we are not little gods, and the fact that you were punished so much as a child, the fact that, you know, you are not allowed to be a, you're not allowed to make mistakes, you are now a grown-up, and it's okay to accept feedback. Some of us were criticized so much as children, so even taking criticism as adults becomes such a challenge, yeah, because it takes you back to that helpless, you know, helpless zone. But then sometimes they say you have to snap out of it and remind yourself you're no longer that little broken child. You are a grown-up who can also respond. Now, those are some of the ways to know you are lacking in self-awareness. Please work on yourself to be able to achieve what you want, to be able to be happy. People who lack self-awareness are very anxious, they are unhappy, and they are not fulfilled, because you are out here, you come from a place of blank, like you have nothing in you, so you're coming out here trying to look for it everywhere, trying to prove yourself to everywhere. It's a miserable way to live. It's pathetic, yeah. So, and it's not your fault, it's nobody's fault. No one is born self-aware. With time, you have to do the work, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of journaling, working with a professional, and that's why I'm here. Yeah, 2024, if you're lacking in self-awareness, if your relationships are not working, if you're unhappy and unfulfilled, I am the person you need to be calling the most in 2024. Anyway, bye guys, have a blessed week ahead.